women in long dresses gathered in the kitchen, preparing great meals of meat, which were brought out and served to the men, who ate alone. The men and women didn't eat together. The men ate before a gig or after a gig. They'd come home and pound on the table like cavemen, and the women were very quiet. You weren't supposed to hear from them. Each one was supposed to serve her man quietly.
Kathy Ashton. John Sinclair was a pig. He really took over the MC5 as far as instilling them with the political garbage. They got really into all that brother and sister kind of stuff, which was good for a live show, but I never took it seriously. Neither did my brothers or Iggy, so there was a parting of the ways between the Stooges and the MC5. The MC5 were still a good band, but they just weren't any fun anymore. They were really chauvinistic. I definitely wasn't into this live-in maid thing, and that's what they all gravitated towards. I wasn't friendly with any of the girls at Trans Loves. The girls were all big-time submissives, and I'd come over in the party mode, all primped out to go for the night, and they'd be on their knees scrubbing the floor. I thought they were insane letting themselves be treated like that.
Wayne Kramer, we were sexist bastards. We were not politically correct at all. We had all the rhetoric of being revolutionary and new and different, but really what it was the boys get to fuck and the girls can't complain about it. And if the girls did complain, they were being bourgeois bitches, counter-revolutionary. Yup, we were really shitty about it. We tried free love and that didn't work, so we went back to the traditional way. No, honey, I didn't fuck nobody on the road. And by the way, I gotta go to the VD clinic. I was the second runner-up in our band. I think I had the clap 9 times. But Dennis beat me. He had it 12 times.
Danny Fields. Of course, I thought all that male bonding was sexy. It was a world I never knew. I mean, there was a myth of the Beatles living in adjoining rooms in hell, but everyone knew that was a myth, that bands didn't really live in the same house with the living rooms connected. But this band did.
Blocks away. Just then, John Sinclair's buddy, Pun, came riding up on his bicycle and gave his girlfriend, Jeannie, a revolutionary hug. Pun was a tough guy. He was just out of the penitentiary for reefer and was real surly. Pun really got into the left-wing rhetoric and the ersatz politics of the day. He became the Minister of Defense of the White Panther Party. I said to Pun, "What did you just bomb?" He whispered, "The CIA." I said, "Right on, power to the people." He had tossed a bomb at the CIA recruiting office at the University of Michigan. It didn't kill anybody. It just blew a hole in the sidewalk and freaked everybody out.
Iggy Pop. John Sinclair was always saying, "You gotta get with the people." I was like, the people? Oh man, what is this? Give me a break. The people don't give a fuck. Sinclair would say, "We're going to politicize the youth." But the kids were like, "What? Just give me some dope." They didn't care. That's how it really was.
John Sinclair, lumpen hippies. Those were our people. That was the White Panther Party. We were the voice of the lumpen hippie, just like the Black Panther Party was the voice of the lumpen proletariat, which means working class without jobs. My writing from the period was tailored precisely for the lumpen hippie, to the point where my work was ridiculed by the more erudite motherfuckers that came out of the SDS. Oh yeah, they thought we were a joke.
Iggy Pop. The MC5 were beyond having a sense of humor about themselves. They were a parody. They just acted like black thugs with guitars. In Detroit, if you were a white kid, your dream would be to be a black thug with a guitar and play like one. I mean, the Stooges were the same way. A nasty bunch of people, but nice to each other. I can't say how political the MC5 really were, but I certainly didn't feel it. But on a basic level, would they share their peanut butter with me? Yeah. And sometimes I'd have to walk 2 or 3 miles to the Trans Love House to get a sandwich, because I didn't have any money, and they would never say, "Hey, don't eat that sandwich." And their girlfriends would sew my pants. So they were a decent bunch of guys, a nice bunch of guys to have around to blow up your local CIA recruiting office.
Thank you.